Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to the second video of the day. In today's second video, we, of course, are going to be predicting the SEC games that are being played this weekend, from Arkansas to Auburn to Tennessee, Oklahoma to ULM, Texas. We got a lot of games that we got to go ahead and predict. Alabama and Georgia are both on a bye week, so we will not be talking them. However, we still got a crap ton of games that we got to predict. So let's go ahead and get started with these SEC week number 4 predictions right now. Alright, we're going to start us off at the 11 a.m. slate. Here we go. Game number 1 is Florida at Mississippi State. We're already starting it tough because, number 1, I don't know what to make of this game. Now, I think Billy Napier is about to get fired from Florida. I think it's a matter of when, not if, at this point anymore. And as long as Billy Napier is the coach for Florida, I don't know what to make of this Florida team. Has not started DJ Lagway yet, in which he should. If he wants to continue to save his job, then he needs to start DJ Lagway. However, with that being said, they're going into a Mississippi State team that did just lose to Toledo 41-17. So my money's on Florida here. I think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be an absolute crap show of a game, and Florida is going to get the job done against Mississippi State on the road. Right, moving us on to the 11:45 game. It's always a weird start time between one SEC game, of course. Ohio and Kentucky. I think Kentucky's got this one in the bag fairly easily. The line is Kentucky by 20. I'm not shocked at that. They played Georgia very, very close last week. Obviously, punting on 4th down, we already know that whole situation. I'm not going to go into that anymore. But we know that Kentucky is going to be out to get somebody, and I think that they're going to bounce back with an absolute throttling win against Ohio. And yeah, they should get the job done at home fairly sure. Up next is the 2:30 game on ABC here. UCLA going into LSU. This is going to be a very sneaky, fun game if you're asking me. Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier, the Kyron Lacey connection, has been there the last couple of weeks for the Tigers. I'm interested to see how that's going to be there this week against not a tough UCLA team, but a team that could play you tough, if you know what I'm saying. UCLA is one of those teams that could be a sneaky game. However, with that being said, I've got to go with the Tigers as they're at home this week. They're coming off of a big win against Nichols this past week, and I'm expecting that offense to continue rolling against UCLA. Moving on, you got Arkansas going into Auburn. I really don't know about this game. I don't know. One, is Cam Coleman going to play? We still have yet to have that information revealed to us right now. Hopefully, by the time you guys are seeing this video, though, the injury reports or availability reports for the SEC should be out, and we'll get to see if Cam Coleman is going to play or not. But the money line on this game is Auburn by 3. Do with that what you will. I would most likely take the under on that one. I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game at the most. I think it's going to be a close game. And, yeah, Arkansas can play some offense. KJ Jefferson, obviously, the loss of him is a big loss for Arkansas. But it looks like they found their guy and their quarterback. And they can play offense. They can play a little bit of defense as well. It's going to be about, for Auburn, Hank Brown and him getting the ball to his playmakers wide receiver. We saw a little bit of that last week where he's been getting the ball to Keandre Lambert-Smith, and Keandre's been making plays and stuff like that against New Mexico. Now we get to see that against an Arkansas team who, yes, is in the SEC, but has struggled the last couple of years as well. But with that being said, I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers here, as they're going to be 3-1, 4-1, I believe now, on the year for the Tigers, as they will get the win at home, but it's going to be close. Up next, you got Vanderbilt going into Missouri at 3:15. A lot of weird start times, if you're asking me. However, with that being said, I got to go with the Missouri Tigers here. Brady Cook, Luther Burden connection has been on point from the start of the season. I'm expecting that train to keep rolling against a Vanderbilt team that had just lost to Georgia State. Keep that in mind as well. With that being said, I'm not going to be shocked at all if Vanderbilt keeps this game close. But I'm expecting Missouri to roll past the Vanderbilt Commodores and get the win at home this weekend. We're going to skip Texas, Oklahoma for now, but moving on is Bowling Green at Texas A&M. Got to go with the Aggies here. Obviously, they won this past weekend in Florida, in Gainesville, might I add as well. They're hosting Bowling Green this week. That should be an easy one there as well. I'm just going to continue to run down the list here. Akron at South Carolina. South Carolina should get the win. I say should because obviously Old Dominion gave them trouble in week number 2, I believe. And, so there's that one right there. But South Carolina should get the win there at home against Akron nonetheless. Georgia Southern at Ole Miss. Ole Miss should get the job done. Fairly certain about that one. Ole Miss has been putting up points like it's been going out of style right now. Jackson Dart looks to be very, very good and a Heisman favorite right now for the Ole Miss Rebels. But they should get the win regardless against the Georgia Southern Eagles. And last but certainly not least, before we hop into Tennessee and Oklahoma, ULM going into Texas. I'm interested in this game. This game is going to be a very fun game to watch if you're asking me. Arch is the starter for the Texas Longhorns this week. Sark has announced that. But I'm interested in watching the ULM offense. This will be one of the first chance I get to look at one of my boys, Carl Fultney from Spanish Fort. Obviously, you got, I believe, Jake Godfrey's on that team as well. Chandler Wilson's there too. So I'm very interested to watch this game. And but Texas, regardless, they're the number 1 team in the country and should get the job done fairly easily against ULM, regardless of who's at quarterback for the Longhorns. And of course, the final game of the day, Tennessee going into Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Heupel's return to Norman. This is the first true road test for the Tennessee Volunteers. This is Nico Iamaleava's first road test as well. And it's going to be a fun one because they're taking on number 15th ranked Oklahoma. Obviously, the tensions are high here for this game. Josh Heupel returning to Oklahoma for the first time since he's been fired as the Oklahoma coach. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch as well. But we're also looking at this matchup in terms of what's happening on the field as well. Nico Iamaleava, I believe is how you say his name. I'm going to say that very, very slowly as well. Versus Jackson Arnold. And what are the two going to bring to the table in this matchup? I think this is going to be a fun-filled offensive game. I don't think there's going to be hardly any defense regardless. I think Tennessee's going to walk into Norman and absolutely destroy the crap out of Oklahoma. I think Tennessee is going to embarrass Oklahoma so bad that they might even get kicked out of the AP poll. I just have that feeling that Nico is that guy for Tennessee right now. Tennessee, going into Norman, Oklahoma, is going to beat Oklahoma this week. And, mark my words, as that is going to happen for sure. Book it. Anyway, of course, that is where I'm going to leave it for my SEC predictions. Once again, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that said, I'm going to hop off and edit it so you can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your day. If I do not see you in high school predictions for week number 5, I believe, enjoy Thursday night football tonight between the Pats and the Jets. Also got some South Alabama football tonight as well as they're taking on App State on ESPN at 6:30 as well. So, with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.